Hi, and welcome to Geno's Picks for Saturday. People, is there anything better on a fall Saturday than sitting back with your coffee? And by that I mean scotch. And watching some college football. So let's walk you through the day with three great games. We'll start out at 12:30, where the Central Michigan Chippewas are getting a touchdown from the Syracuse Orangemen in Syracuse. Did they ever play on the road? Doesn't matter. Between the win that the Syracuse Orangemen flat out stole last week from the Demon Deacons, we'll get to that in a minute, and the game that's coming up on their schedule next week when LSU comes to town, the only thing they're paying less attention to right now than the Central Michigan Chippewas are their classes. And they really need to be. Because I'm telling you, anyone that was impressed with the freshman start of freshman quarterback, Eric Dungy, was paying as little attention to him in the first half as the Wake Forest defense was in the second half. Now, I know what you're saying. Well, Gene had a pretty decent stat line. I'm looking right at it. He was 8 of 13 with 221 yards. But they went into the half trailing 17-13, and then Wake Forest defense let him drop two bombs on their defense of 89 and 53 yards. So let's do a little math. Grab your abacus. 89, 53, 144. Now what's his stat line if you take away those two completions? 6 of 11 for 79 yards. And now he faces a Chippewa defense that is averaging about 17 points a game to the other team. Please, people, start your day by going against the orange and you'll find yourself in the black. All right. Next pick, guys. Here we go. We got, not NC State. South Carolina at Georgia, oh my God, where the Dogs are laying 17 at 6 p.m. Georgia's passing game may have a few hiccups, but the South Carolina offense is an absolute mess. In their two games, they scored 17 points in the opener to beat barely Kentucky UNC 17-13. And then last week they lost to Eastern Kentucky 26-22. Wow. I guess the only place you're going to hear about South Carolina's amazing weapons and firepower is on CNN. Because I'm telling you, the only crazy people running around with weapons there are all over the state with the exception of William Bryce Stadium. And I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't worry about the Dogs' questionable passing attack because they may be running the ball all day. You want to hear some stats about South Carolina's defense? In the SEC, they rank last in touchdowns allowed, in yards per game allowed, and in yards before contact. They're not hitting anyone. So look for the number 7 Dogs to absolutely smother the Cocks. That reminds me, I have to clear my browser history. Take the Dogs, lay the wood. Yeah, I really have to clear that browser history. All right, and one last game. 7 o'clock at night, you're sitting here on all this money, you're ready to go. So take the NC State Wolfpack, laying 18 against Old Dominion. I'm telling you, Old Dominion stinks. They barely beat Eastern Michigan last week, which is why I think the Wolfpack from The Hangover could beat them, let alone the North Carolina State Wolfpack. The only way the North Carolina State, I don't want you to think they're playing Bradley Cooper, is if they're looking past this game, and that's absolutely impossible because they have no one to look past. This is their first 4 games of the season. They played Troy, Eastern Kentucky. Now they have Old Dominion, and next week they're playing, you ready? The Southern Alabama Jaguars. Well, NC State has the easiest schedule I've ever seen outside of the Kardashian sisters. And just like them, they're getting all their scoring by hanging out with weak black athletes. People, take the Wolfpack, lay the 17. Have a great Saturday. Those are Geno's picks.